Hi, I want to talk about doubt. I definitely have experience with this, and I have many clients who come to coaching and they want to be able to clear up the doubt and feel confident and secure and sure about what's going on. And it's not all that easy, but before I share with you what's up with doubt from my experience is I have a workshop coming up next week on the 21st and 22nd, and it's going to be addressing and working with things that are connected with doubt. So I just felt like this was a really good topic to be able to share with you. So if you want to check it out, I'm going to put it in the comments and you can go to the link and see if this is for you. So let's talk about doubt. It is something that we all experience and we all live with. And I kind of perceive it as our personal, what's the word I'm looking for? It's our personal hero's story. So when doubt shows up, it's one of those things that we have to face and explore. And I don't even want to say overcome, but work with it in a way so that we can lessen the strength that it holds on us in the ways that it would potentially influence how we make decisions moving forward. Sometimes doubt feels like a sign that we're not supposed to do something. And that may be true. These are things that you need to kind of explore and understand for yourself. Doubt can also mean that you're stepping into something new and you don't know what the outcome is going to be. And that uncertainty is too much for us to manage within our own bodies. And so there are ways in which we can signal to our bodies that we're safe and that we can actually explore this doubt to better understand what it is it's telling us. So it'll tell us what we're afraid of. It will tell us, with that being kind of like that higher level of, okay, fear, doubt will help us know that we're afraid of something, some outcome, some experience, failure. I don't know if I want to have this difficult conversation because I don't know if I trust myself being cool in this conversation. I don't trust myself that this is going to be a good outcome for either one of us. And I don't want to hurt this relationship. I don't want to put my role at work in question with my boss. Lots of things are going on there. So I love stories, and I have a story about when I was at work. This was years and years and years ago. And I was new in the position, and there was a colleague of mine who came into my office fairly early on into my time there. And he told me that I had a bad relationship with that organization. And that was, not nice. It wasn't fun to hear, right? So I was like, okay, I have a bad relationship with this organization. What does that mean? Because in my mind, an organization is a group of people who work together towards a common goal. And so how could I have a bad relationship with the organization? And so I asked him, I was like, well, what does that mean? Do I have a bad relationship with the guy who's leading this whole thing? And he's like, yes. And I was like, oh man. And I'll tell you what, the gentleman who was leading the organization was intimidating, to say the least. And for me, being new, I was young, actually kind of going to him and asking about what was what it meant. What did it mean to have a bad relationship with the organization? I was very doubtful that that was going to be a good conversation. And I sat with that, right? So I didn't let the doubt decide for me. I took that information and I worked with it. And I thought to myself, okay, if I don't have this conversation with the head dude, not even with my boss, right? The head dude, um, what's at stake? What's at stake for me if I don't have this conversation? And I could foresee time at my job with anxiety and doubt and wondering if I was doing the wrong or right things, because had no idea what this was referencing. And then I thought, okay, so that's what happens if I don't have this conversation, because I'm doubting if I should have this conversation. And I did not like that outcome. And I thought, okay, so let's say I do go in and have the conversation. Well, the worst thing that could happen is I could be fired, right? Like, he's not going to kill me. He's not going to hurt me. He might call me names. I have no idea. I don't really know the guy. And he could fire me, right? So will I survive that? Yes. Can I go get another job? Yes. Would I rather have that happen than be miserable in a position not knowing what the heck is going on? Yeah, I could always go find a job. So I decided to go in and have the conversation. And I sat down, knocked on the door, walked in, sat down. He was very welcoming. And I told him that I had received the information that I had a bad relationship with the organization, and that meant that it was a bad relationship with him. And I asked him, I was like, I want to have a good relationship. And so I would like to understand what this is connected to and how I can, make it better. And he told me, he was very nice. He listened and he said, "You do not have a bad relationship with the organization. You're fine." And I took him for his word on that. And I moved forward within my job. And, like any job, there were imperfections and there were good things. But from that day forward, I knew I was okay with him and I knew I was okay to have conversations with him. And so that was one of the ways in which I used doubt to help me better understand how I wanted to move forward. Doubt is like the pause. So if there's doubt, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with us. It is natural. And it allows us to take a breath and to sit with something to get a real answer about what's going to happen next. So for those of you out there who are wrestling with doubt, it is okay to stop and pause, right? Like, let that be there and assess what are the outcomes around the different decisions and actions you could be taking, and play out the scenarios. What is the worst possible thing that could happen, and how likely is that to take place? And what's the best possible thing that could happen? And then kind of work towards the middle and feel it in your body. Because I know for me, when I decided to talk to he wasn't even my boss, but to talk to the head dude, it was a full body yes, even when I was nervous about it, when I had fear around it. I knew that that was my path towards growth and finding clarity and bringing closure to something that was wide open to me and confusing. So that's what I want to share with you today. Let doubt be the pause. Let it be the ways in which you're able to assess what could be your next best step. And if you want to take a deeper dive with me, sign up for the event on the 21st and 22nd. I walk you through 2 days of specific exercises that lead you to a point where you're not going to be in the spiral of indecision. You're going to be able to sort through all of that and eventually be able to move into this full body yes, even when it's scary. Because that's the way, my friends. That's the way towards growth. That's the way towards getting to know ourselves better. That's the way to demonstrate and show how to live in this world right now with integrity, with thought, with a level of kindness to ourselves, to ourselves and to others. So that's my thing for today, and I will see you soon. Thanks.